My dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope that all of you are doing good and really appreciated the way you people have responded to previous work. It's really praiseworthy. Thank you so much for your communicative skill. I hope that these communicative skills will be developing. And I believe that all of you will be trying just to develop this profound skills so that you being valued and you being appreciated in your career or even in your job career. Thank you so much. So today, this lecture, as we say that we are dealing with the business later so that we can come up with good communication skills, especially the writing skills, since when we do job, we need to communicate with people. We need to communicate with so many customers. We need to communicate with so many outsiders. So in that context, we have designed the curriculum in a way so that you feel good how to write or how to come up with the successful, convincing letters in your day-to-day communications. I want to repeat one thing, and I always say that your ability to speak, your ability to write, your ability to communicate ultimately makes you a successful human being. So you find all the massacre in this universe, even so many disagreements that we have amidst the human being is only because that we don't have a fruitful communication. So if we have a good communication with every individual, with each participant, you'll be finding that life is so easy. Thank you so much. So let's start with today's session. Today's session will be focusing on like how to convince the customer. Just something like, if I just write it down, apology, okay, A-P-O-L-O-G-Y. Okay, so it's called apology, meaning that being sorry or saying sorry to the customers for your kind of like there was a fault in the product, or maybe there was a delay in the service, or the customer is not happy or satisfied with your service, and then you have to write an apology letter. We all need to write that, by the way, and sometimes even it's not like that all the time. You need to write these apology letters only to the customers or to the service, those service provider, or who are the user of that service particularly. But sometimes you need to write that apology letters to your friends, even to your close buddies. So that's why we need to know actually how to make our apology letter so much convincing. You can call it as a sorry letter even. Now, when I'm just starting with that apology letter, let me give you an example. Once it happened that I ordered food from Food Panda, since it's a very booming business right now in Bangladesh. So I'm just giving an example, a live example, so that you may find actually how to be sorry actually. So Food Panda, and then when I ordered the food, it was supposed to take almost 30 to 40 minutes, but the food came to my home almost 1.5 hours later. Okay, that means it took, instead of taking 30 to 40 minutes, okay, it took 90 minutes. Okay, 90 minutes. So you know that when it takes almost 1 hour, it takes almost 1.5 hours just to have your food at your home, at your destination. You know that you have to be sorry. You know that somehow you have to compensate the value of the time to the customer, because there is a value of the time as well. This is what we believe, by the way. And we also believe that customer is the prince, customer is the king of any service, and we need to provide the service at the finger stroke, because whenever they need a service, you need to give that service. It doesn't matter that the customer is wrong or right sometimes, because we don't have the time to judge that, because we are providing service and we need to be so eloquent, we need to be so professional in dealing with the customers. And some customers are there, they will be like, sometimes they are kind of like They need the service, some customers need discount, and some customers need only the service, and some customers are always dissatisfied, and some customers are always happy, and some customers are always there to complain about your service. So, there are different types of customers, and dealing with all of them is not a piece of cake, by the way. It's a piece of stone, by the way. You need to be so cool as cucumber just to deal with those customers. So it's not and it's not a one-day task that you can deal with all the customers, this kind of tough customers in an easy way. So now, let me tell you what happened then. So it took almost 90 minutes just to have my order, and then Food Panda immediately, they left an email that, dear sir, dear customer, we are apologetic. We are very much sorry because we couldn't value your time. Immediately, they just gave an email to me that I'm extremely sorry that we couldn't value your time. And then they give me a promo code instantly. You don't have to complain about. Instantaneously, they give you a promo code of sorry 150. And they just give me a promo code sorry 150 immediately. So look. They didn't give me any opportunity just to complain to them. Before I complain, they have given me something just to make me happy because I'm getting 150 taka discount in the next order. Think of that. So it's really amazing how they are making customers happy. Think of Samsung right now. It's the #1 selling phone in the world. And Samsung, we have heard of it that, user of Samsung had a bitter experience. We also heard that there's a burst of the phone. There was a huge burst of the phone, and that was hazardous. That was dangerous. That was disastrous in some cases because of that phone, Samsung. But do you think that even after that disastrous moment of Samsung, did it go into vain? Still, it survives, and still it's the #1 company in the market. And think of iPhone right now. It's recent complaint that iPhone 13, they have launched a beautiful phone, iPhone 13, but still customers are complaining about the lagging issue. iPhone 13, they have a huge, getting so many bugs, they need to fix so many bugs. It's not working the way it has to be worked. So even iPhone 13 is receiving so many complaints. Now, the question is that how they are dealing with those customers, those who are complaining. And even if you think of Netflix, I think that Netflix, all of you know the name of the Netflix. So there was some problem in the Netflix, like those who are the subscriber, there's a problem in the buffering, there's a problem in the downloading the things. So Netflix, those customers, those who are facing the trouble, they didn't only compensate to them, but they compensated all the customers they have, existing customers, even the old customers. They give free offer for, so this is how you deal with the customers. This is how you just make your customers happy. Because if customers do not exist, your business do not exist. And if your business do not exist, then the problem is that how will you sustain in this competitive market? That's the question. So you have to be very much apologetic. And you'll be finding that even when you call to a call center number, you'll be finding that like all the time you're saying what? You're saying the customer, the call center guy will be saying, sorry sir, we couldn't. All the time he'll be saying, sorry, 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 sorry. But this is how the training has been given to them, just to say sorry for all the service they couldn't provide you. So being apologetic and being sorry is sometimes gives you the magic moments. Now let's see to that lecture. If you're very much careful with me, when you're just looking at the board, just looking at the presentation, just think of that. This is how, one thing, customers like good news, they dislike bad news, but they really hate surprises. Saying sorry is not admitting defeat, it's admitting you are human. Customers like that. And sometimes, you know what, some services are there, it likes that you don't like to say sorry to them. Why don't you like to say sorry to your customers? You have to say sorry even when you are right, because your customer is complaining about your service. We have to be sorry in some cases, because being sorry makes you a human. If you are not getting sorry, if you are not saying a sorry, it doesn't make you are human. You need to deal with, because a customer brings another customer, and that another customer brings another customer. This is how there's a linear equation of that customer relationship. You have to understand that linear equation of bringing customers. So this is one thing, the power of apology. Then come forward, and now we have to commit one thing. Few things we need to commit. Few things we need to be very conscious of. This is like to admit when we have made a mistake. You always have to say sorry. To tell the truth about what happened. Don't try to give the lame excuses just to hide your faults. No, we cannot give that excuse to the customer, because customer, they know the thing. They know the service. They know all about your business. So make sure that we are not giving lame excuses that ultimately brings more problem in the queue, in the line. So make sure that we are not giving lame excuses to the customer. We have to be so logical when we are communicating with the customers. It helps you. It helps you to develop your business model. It helps you to expand the customer and business relationship. So we have to be very much sure. We have to assure the thing that we abstain ourselves, we refrain ourselves from being providing lame excuses to the customer for not giving a proper service. Then come for that, to honestly care about getting back into customers' good graces. Now, always praise the customer. We have to praise the customer. Wow, sir, you are one of our prime customers, and we are really sorry for the bad service we had. We're extremely sorry. Sorry from the bottom of the heart. So now think of the thing customer. Always just give a positive vibe to the customer that, sir, we really honor you. Dignify the customer. It helps the customer to be with you. If you're not going to dignify the customer is not going to be with you. You have to dignify the customer. It doesn't matter if a customer is purchasing, doing a transaction from your business, from your shop, or purchasing something, like if the customer who purchased of 1 taka is equal to the customer who purchased like 1 lakh taka. So all the customers, so when you're purchasing a phone, some customer purchase a Samsung phone like of 10,000 taka, and some purchases of 1 lakh. So all the customers, you cannot distinguish between the customer that this customer is he just purchased the phone with 10K, so I'm not going to honor him. And this customer has purchased the phone with 1 lakh K, so I'm going to give him more service. Don't feel like that. You can't feel like that, because all the customers, and there is no distinguish like he's a rich customer, he's a poor customer. We cannot distinguish between the customers. We have to understand they're all customers. Like I cannot distinguish of all my students. He's a good student, he's a bad student. All are my students. I cannot distinguish between giving the grades or something like that. So that's it. Simple and very to the point. It means that this is what we have learned, right? This is what we have learned when we were in 2nd grade, that you have to be sorry all the time if you are doing a mistake. And being sorry doesn't dishonor you. Being sorry, it means that your honor has been raised. Okay, your honor has been raised. Thank you. So now let's come for this one. This is a sample letter that you can find. I have given the sample letter. This is a very sample letter. You just need to put your company name. And now this is the assignment task right now. Imagine yourself. I want you to imagine that you are software. You are a software service provider. Okay, people purchase software from you, but suddenly what happens? Like if I say you that, okay, you sell softwares. Okay, you sell softwares. Like what kind of softwares? Like if I say that educational softwares. Okay. Okay. But recently what happens, that when customers were using your educational softwares, like if I say that if it's a tally software, okay, imagine yourself that you use a tally software. So recently it's being showing that your software is not working properly and they're facing immensely trouble just to upload their things in the drive, and they are facing serious trouble as your tally software has been crashed for a moment and it's not working, and one of the customers has faced huge loss in his business just because that your tally software had given a wrong figure, a wrong numbers. Now you have to write a letter, an apology letter to that customer being the owner of the tally software company. So imagine the situation right now. You are an owner of a tally software company and you need to be apologetic. You need to write an apology letter to the customer that we're extremely sorry that our service didn't work and we are showing zero tolerance, and do all the things that you need to do. I'm giving you the format, I'm giving you the lecture format so that you can see. Just put your names, just give a name of your company, just give a name, what are the survey, what is the troubleshoot he was facing actually. So let's read it just for a moment. Dear valued customer, we'd like to offer our deepest apologies for the trouble you had to experience with the company, company name. Now you can see, just check it out, company name, give the name of your company. The situation is not ordinary and these incidents are not typical of us. We are very serious when it comes to our client satisfaction and have a zero tolerance policy in this respect. We appreciate that you understand that mistakes sometimes happen despite the numerous checks and measures. We are very sorry that this happened to you, but rest assured it won't happen again. This is what you need to tell to your customer, that the problem that you are facing right now is not going to be repetitive. It's not going to be happening again. If you do the same mistake, if your service degrades again, then remember this customer is gone from your service, because the market is competitive. You always have to be careful that you are responsible just to admit your mistakes. Now go for the next one. So just write it down in that way. After studying the matter, we found out that this error was the result of now, result of what? What kind of? Now, explain that. Why did it happen? Why your tally software wasn't working? Explain that. Why your software didn't work? Or even like, just take it, even like any service, just why didn't your service didn't work? Explain that. This is clearly a mistake at our end and we take responsibility for it. Wow, interesting. So for the mistake, you are taking the responsibility. So that's the thing. Make sure that when you are providing a service to the customer, you also take the responsibility for that as well, and you are accountable for that as well. Now it says that due to this unintentional error and as a token of appreciation to you as our client, we're going to state your resolution to the mistake. Now we are going to refund your money. We are going to give you another free subscription. Do something you need to come up with. You need to give a free service or do. What is the offer? What are you going to, like Food Panda had given me, 150 promo code to me just to show their mistake, just to assure their mistake actually that yes, we have done that mistake. So they are so responsible as well. So now you have to be responsible as well, gives your customer something so that they feel assured that yes, our service provider is one of the best service providers in the market. They're that much competitive. This is what you need to do. And then you come, then just finish the thing. So I'll be giving that lecture in the Facebook group, so that lecture module, so that the format is there. And I want you, as a student, just go through the lecture. Okay, just make sure that you come up with a format, you come up with a good word so that you can write in your day-to-day conversation with any service provider or even like in your office. It helps you really. It helps you when you communicate. It helps you to become more communicative day by day. Thank you so much. I hope that if there is any question that you have, I don't think there is a question because I already took a Zoom class early in the morning. So I think that there is not going to be a big issue with you, but still, if there is an issue with you, just reach me through my email or my WhatsApp number. I'll be there to help you. And this is lecture number 3. Remember, this is lecture number 3. Lecture 3 and the course is English Reading and Writing. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope that you will be careful as well just to receive our give service, receive the service from a service provider or giving a service as a service provider. And there is nothing, when you say sorry, it helps. It never demeans you. It never, just makes you lower. It just always higher your status when you say sorry to the human being. And being sorry is a proven issue that you are a humankind. So always be sorry and always be thankful. It really helps you to become a good human being. Thank you so much. I hope that you'll be benefiting yourself from the lecture, and you'll be spreading the lectures to your friends, family, and everyone, those who love to listen to that kind of lecture. And I also believe that you will be submitting your assignment to me by not copying from anywhere, because I already given you the format. You just need to type the problem by yourself, the problem that I have mentioned to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, International University of Scholars, and press the subscribe button and be with IUS. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.